As gas prices soared this year, many Americans began leaving their cars in the garage and pedaling to work on bicycles. Andy Clark, the executive director of the League of American Bicyclists, an organization that promotes bicycling for fun, fitness, and transportation, says that it is good news for the environment.
It doesn't burn fossil fuel, it doesn't create dangerous emissions or pollutants, and the numbers are there to back that up. If people choose to ride instead of driving, there are enormous benefits in all of those areas.
The benefits are most dramatic on short trips. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, 50% of Americans commute 5 miles or less to work. However, a car engine's catalytic converter, the device used to reduce the toxicity of emissions, needs to warm up before it can function properly, which is why shorter car trips pump more pollution into the air on a per-mile basis.
So if we can move people, especially on the shorter trips, out of their cars and onto bikes, I think we'll make a big dent in at least the transportation sector emissions, greenhouse gas emissions.
Eric Gilliland is the director of the Washington Area Bicyclists Association. Each year, the group sponsors a Bike to Work Day to encourage people to use their bicycles. This year, despite being marred by rain, the event drew large crowds, including both novice and experienced cyclists.
I try to avoid driving. The gas prices now just kind of encourages me not to do that, not to drive.
All of the impacts that we would associate with car use, the pollution impacts, the climate impacts, don't apply to a bicycle. So there's not that kind of environmental downside.
Gary Gardner is a senior researcher with the environmental research organization World Watch Institute and has written on a broad range of sustainability issues, including bicycle use.
Where gasoline is expensive, people drive smaller cars, they use public transportation more, and increasingly they use bicycles.
Members of the U.S. Congress have taken note and are encouraging this eco-friendly mode of transportation. Minnesota Congressman James Oberstar is chairman of the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure in the U.S. House of Representatives. He is a strong proponent of bicycle use.
We're transforming the landscape. Cities, counties, state governments, state highway and transportation agencies are planning the roadways of the future and planning for bicycle facilities in dense urban areas, creating bicycle lanes along with bus lanes, and setting aside well-marked, well-protected paths for bicycling in urban centers, in between communities, and in establishing off-road bicycle paths.
As biking routes become more plentiful, Oberstar and others believe many more commuters will give up their cars and begin biking to work. For producer Babak Bordbar, Brian Allen, VOA News.
That's great.
If you come back in a little while, there might be some other guys here to play.